Everyone kept telling him to be realistic. Not in a rude way, not yelling, more like they thought they were helping him out. Come on, man, be real. Dreams don't pay the bills. You need something solid. That kind of life works for other people, not people like us. He heard it so much that it started to sound legit. And honestly, reality didn't help his case. Reality showed up every single morning when that alarm went off way too early, when he rolled out of bed half asleep, staring at the cracked ceiling of a tiny apartment that didn't even feel like home. Reality was the stack of unpaid bills on the counter, the overdraft alerts from his bank, the long hours at a job that sucked the life out of him but barely covered rent. Reality didn't care about passion, didn't care about potential. Reality only cared about surviving. For a long time, he went along with it, told himself, this is just how life works. You grind, you struggle, you make it through the week, you wait for the weekend, then do it all over again. He tried to stay grateful. At least he had a job. At least he wasn't on the streets. At least he was getting by. But deep down, something felt off. Every night he'd crash on his bed, staring at the ceiling, his mind running wild. Same question every time. Is this really it? Is this the life I'm supposed to accept just because it's realistic? He wasn't lazy, not even close. Dude worked hard every single day, but none of it felt like it was leading anywhere. It was like running full speed on a treadmill, sweating, struggling, giving everything you've got, but staying stuck in the same place. And that scared him more than failing ever could. The thought of spending decades like this, living the same day on repeat, messed with his head. So he started dreaming, quietly. Nothing wild, just freedom. Freedom to choose his own path. Freedom to wake up without feeling trapped. Freedom to build something that actually meant something. The second he said it out loud, people shut it down. Some laughed, some shook their heads, some tried to sound supportive, but you could hear the doubt. You need money for that. You don't have connections. You didn't go to some big school. Be realistic. That word again, realistic. Like dreaming bigger than your situation was illegal. Like ambition was something you were supposed to grow out of. What hurt the most wasn't the doubt from strangers. It was the doubt from people close to him. People who said they wanted the best for him. People who thought they were protecting him from disappointment. But really, they were just projecting their own fears. Fears they never faced. Dreams they once had and quietly let die. His dream made them uncomfortable because it reminded them of chances they never took. After a while, their voices got louder than his own. He started second-guessing himself. Maybe they were right. Maybe he wasn't special. Maybe success was only for people born into better situations, people with money, support, and head starts, people who had life figured out early. Meanwhile, he felt behind, like everyone else was moving forward while he was stuck just trying to survive. But late at night, when everything went quiet, one thought wouldn't leave him alone. What if they're wrong? What if being realistic was just another way of playing small? What if playing it safe was actually the biggest risk of all? That question changed everything. One night, after another brutal shift, he sat alone in his car, engine off, lights low, just staring at the steering wheel, tired in a way sleep couldn't fix. And in that moment, something clicked. Not anger, not frustration, clarity. He realized reality was never going to cheer for his dreams. Reality doesn't care. Reality only respects results. And yeah, right then he didn't have results, but he had a choice. Keep listening or go all in and get relentless. Relentless didn't mean reckless. It meant locked in. It meant showing up when nobody was watching, grinding after long shifts when his body was begging for rest, learning when he felt unqualified, failing and not quitting. So he started small, real small. Woke up earlier, stayed up later, studied, practiced, picked up skills he never thought he'd need. Some nights he felt stupid. Some nights he felt like he was wasting time, but he kept pushing. Nothing changed overnight. Weeks went by, months passed. No big break, no viral moment, no miracle. Just quiet progress mixed with constant doubt. Some days he felt fired up. Other days he felt completely drained. Days he questioned everything. Days he almost quit. And sometimes reality hit even harder. Bills stacked up. Random expenses showed up. His bank account dropped lower than he thought possible. People noticed how tired he looked and said, "See, this is why you gotta be realistic." And for a second, he almost listened. There were nights he sat alone, wondering if he messed up, wondering if he should just take the safe route and stop chasing something uncertain. The dream felt far, the grind felt endless. But then he remembered why he started. He wasn't chasing a fantasy. He was chasing a life where he didn't feel trapped. And that mattered more than comfort. So he kept going, even when progress was slow, even when results didn't show, even when nobody believed in him, especially then. Failure became normal. He failed more times than he could count, made mistakes that cost him time and money, trusted the wrong people, made bad calls, lost momentum, felt embarrassed. But instead of quitting, he learned. Every loss taught him something. Every setback sharpened him. Without even noticing, he was getting stronger, smarter, more disciplined. And then, one day, things shifted. Nothing crazy, no movie moment, just a small win, a sign that his grind wasn't invisible. One opportunity led to another. One door cracked just enough for him to step through. And for the first time, reality responded differently. The same reality that once tried to keep him in his place started testing him instead. Momentum built, slow at first, then faster. What once felt impossible started feeling tough but doable. He worked harder than ever, not out of desperation, but belief. He wasn't guessing anymore. He knew what he was doing. Confidence replaced doubt. Discipline replaced motivation. People started noticing. The same ones who told him to be realistic now asked questions. "How'd you do it? When did this start? I always knew you had it in you." He didn't argue, didn't flex, just smiled, because he remembered the nights they didn't see, the sacrifices they never made, the moments he almost quit and didn't. Success didn't change him, it revealed him. He still remembered where he started, the tiny apartment, the fear, the doubt, the exhaustion. But now his life felt different. His days felt different. He had options, freedom, control over his time. He didn't get rich overnight. He wasn't perfect, but he wasn't trapped anymore. And the biggest lesson wasn't about money. It was this: being realistic keeps you comfortable, but being relentless changes your life. Dreams don't die because they're impossible. They die because people stop chasing them. Reality will always try to pull you back, always remind you of your limits. But most limits are just opinions repeated until they sound like facts. Everyone told him to be realistic. He chose to be relentless. And that choice changed everything. If you're watching this feeling stuck, doubting yourself, wondering if it's too late or if you're not enough, remember this: every successful life once looked unrealistic. Every breakthrough started as a quiet decision nobody believed in. You don't need permission to chase your dreams. You don't need approval to level up. You just need the guts to keep going when it gets hard. Because at the end of the day, reality doesn't reward potential, it rewards persistence. And if you stay relentless long enough, reality will eventually have no choice but to catch up to your dreams.